Hello and welcome back to the Unrehearsed podcast. It is your host, Giselle, and we are on the precipice of Mother's Day. So I just wanted to just stop and say Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms, the would be moms, the moms who are moms, even though they aren't moms. Moms, I think, have such a special place in this world. They are so important and they help guide us through so many different things that with their nurturing and their caring and something that I feel like we couldn't do without you. So I just wanted to say again, happy Mother's Day. Um, Mothers come in all forms, shapes, and sizes in different ways, and they show up in different ways. Um, I don't say moms lightly. I know that it is heavy for a lot of people, but you are a mom. You are a mom in my heart and in yours. I know you are. So I hope you got her a good present this year, guys. I'm still looking for mine. I will get one. But you all deserve the world. This one day a year is the very least that we could offer you. So I hope you have an amazing Mother's Day. Um, and yeah, this was a really good day today. I found a butterfly today. I found a butterfly who looked like it had gotten into a fight with a bird. So you can expect what that looks like. His poor little wing is completely just shredded. He can't fly, so that makes me really sad. We put him in by we, I mean I. I put him in a box, uh, picked a bunch of random local flowers that were in the area from my neighborhood, and gave him like a little buffet. It seems to really like strawberries. Um, Sweet tooth, just like me. It is a red admiral butterfly, which apparently lives about 4 weeks. So it probably looks like I'm just going to be nursing this poor little butterfly until it is its time to pass. Um, I can't leave it. I mean, like, I've at this point have picked it up and put it in a box, like, I can't leave it now. I have a habit of saving animals everywhere we go. I have jumped into freezing cold rivers, completely clothed to save baby birds and all kinds of other stuff to save random animals. Feel like I should have some kind of, like, a speed dial phone number to the ASPCA at this point because I am always dropping off birds or saving some kind of random animal and taking them in. Um, I usually let the professionals handle it, but in this situation, I don't think I can take a butterfly to the SPCA. So it's just going to be me and the little butterfly. I'm sure you guys will see him online because I'll probably post videos of him. He is really pretty. And actually, that is what we're going to be talking about today is beauty. But first, this weekend I spent a really fun day at the park. We took a little trip to the movie theater and watched The Devil Wears Prada 2. I loved looking at the fashion of that movie and like the first movie too, like watching the different outfits and all the clothes. I'm usually not a fashion person. I mean, I like seeing it visually, but I don't go around picking like brands or whatever. I'm not, that's not my thing. But I really do, I always appreciate beauty when I see it. And watching a really good outfit or watching a really good dress, there's a couple of outfits in the second one, but also in the first one that I was like, oh, that outfit was just gorgeous. Um, I did have to come home and rewatch the first one. There are very Actually, I don't even think that there is one. I don't think that there is one movie that I have watched the second one of that I liked more than the first one. That's wrong. That's wrong. Actually, my favorite Disney movie is Frozen 2, um, in most recent years, and Frozen 2 for me is better than the first one. I loved Frozen 2, but I feel like it's rare. It's rare that I like see a movie and I'm just like, "I'm so glad they made that." Most of the time, I'm just like, "Can we just keep things? Can we just have one, like, movie where it's just, like, unchanged by some weird storyline change?" I did think that they did a good job of continuing the storyline in Devil Wears Prada 2. I will not be saying any details, so don't worry. Um but I just feel like I came home, I watched the movie, and I was just like, "Yeah, the first one hits better." Um, maybe that's just my own nostalgia, I don't know. But I did watch it, like, pretty late because I came home from the movie, pretty late, and, we had dinner, and then by the time I'm watching this movie, I'm, like, trying to keep my eyes open, just like, "Oh my god." I am getting old. Like, I'm gonna blame it on my anemia. I'm gonna blame my tiredness on my anemia because there's just no way that this girl is saying that she's getting old. Um, but the I feel like the first one was really cool to see um in comparison. I feel like the look and the people, I feel like and this is very true, and this is why like we're talking about beauty today. Um When I watch older movies, Devil Wears Prada is one of my, like, repeat movies that I watch 'cause like to rewatch all of these, like, old movies from, like, the '90s the '90s or, like, the 2000s. Um, I don't know, they feel homey, but I feel like when I watch those movies, I get a different sense of people. I feel like actors and actresses to me when I was younger and, like, up until now, I watched those older movies and I just feel like there were a lot less curated. I don't even know the word for it. I feel like there is, like, a cookie cutter image now when I watch a movie or when I see an actor or I see an actress, I feel like there is an image and I'm like I can, like, check off the boxes of, like, this looks exactly the same as this, looks exactly the same as this, looks exactly the same. And when I watch the older movies or when I watch, like, my childhood movies, I feel like I remember growing up with a lot of, like, diversity in looks. Like, I don't feel like everybody had, like, the same exact smile or, like, very symmetrical faces. I feel like there was beauty and there was a lot of different types of beauty and, different actresses that were considered beautiful, didn't all look the same. I feel like that's why I like watching those movies is because like, any of those people, I feel like I could see on the street and just be like, "They're just a normal person." Um, Granted, in the movies, they have a little bit of, like, a more polished look, but I feel like they still all looked just normal. I don't remember thinking, like, "Oh, like, I have to get all this plastic surgery done, like, because I wanna look like this particular person," because there were so many different people that we all considered beautiful. So this conversation kinda has come about because on multiple occasions this weekend and today, I have heard, the conversation of women the topic of women calling themselves ugly or women saying that they're not beautiful. Um, and it kinda irks it irks me because I personally think that beauty is I'm not even gonna go into the, like, beauty is in the eye of the whatever. I just feel like people are just beautiful. Like, I think that there are a lot of aspects that I would consider beautiful, and it's not standardized by any means. Like, I don't think that and I'm not saying that this, like, standard of beauty that we have created now is not beautiful. What I mean is that it is just not inclusive. I feel like everyone expects the list of things that are considered beautiful, and if you're not hitting those lists or if you're not, like, in that category, you just don't get the fanfare. You don't get the, like, celebration. There was a point in time that I feel like we were really great at it. We were amazing at bringing different kinds of beauty into light and celebrating it. And somewhere along the lines, I think we went backwards and it got lost. Um, Now I look around, and I know I hit social media super hard about all the things that's wrong with social media. Um, Social media has a place. I will always say that. But I think that we have just kind of over over just bombarded everybody with an image of what is beauty. And I'm not liking the direction. I'm not liking the direction that we're headed with that. Um, because I have my friends, my beautiful, gorgeous, amazing friends, feeling like they're not beautiful and feeling like they're not pretty and feeling like they're ugly. And it pisses me off. Because when I reach into my brain and think of my friend, I immediately pull a snapshot where they look freaking gorgeous. And just in a normal, totally normal way. Not like, I dressed up to go to a wedding and I like, did all of these things to make myself look like this. Just in a normal day, beautiful, just way where you're just waking up, um, as a person in the world. And we have this like idea where the only beauty is this like over filtered, over edited, over I don't just everything just feels so surplus when it comes to like beauty. It just has to be all these things, or like, you got to get filler and you got to get work done. You got to this and that. And like I have gotten into these like cycles, these rabbit holes of like I watch one video about some new cosmetic procedure, and then all of a sudden I'm in a spiral of all these things that you can get done. And I'm just like, holy crap, like and I feel like I have to kind of like take a step back of like if it is for you, if you feel like you personally think this is an insecurity of mine, I want to fix it because I think it's beautiful this way, fine, go for it. But if you are trying to fulfill a beauty standard because it is what's popular, because it is what is the most thing that you see out there, fads and that kind of stuff change constantly. Like, we're not talking about clothes, we're not talking about hair, we're not, we're talking about structurally changing your face. I I can't get I don't know. Like if it's not coming from you personally as a decision for like yourself, and you're doing it just to meet this arbitrary standard, and I do call it arbitrary on purpose because I feel like it is arbitrary. Like you're what are you doing to yourself? Like, you are beautiful, you're gorgeous on your own. Like, you don't need to get all of this stuff done if you personally don't want to. And I feel like it's hard to distinguish that line of like, am I feeling this way because I feel this way, or am I feeling this way because I compare myself to this other person and I don't look like that and that is the standard, and so now I have to change myself. Like, I personally hate my nose. It is like the like biggest self-conscious thing about my face. Um I don't call myself ugly because of it. I just like I don't think that I've ever. And, like, also, I don't know, it's just, like, there is, like, a aspect of, like, this is my mom's nose, like, this is my grandmother's nose, like, I love their face. Like, I love their face. So, like, I personally don't think that I would ever bring myself to changing it because of that particular aspect. I think that it's beauty in its own lane, and it does not meet the standard by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't change my value, like, in the beauty aspect. Like, I still find myself beautiful. And I just, like, I don't meet the standard. I have thin lips. I have, a weird, I don't know, like, but it's just, like, I still, that it's the self-talk. It's my confidence that is tied to how I talk about myself. And I think that that is a really big thing. And I think that that has a lot to do with how we get here. Because like the negative talk that you hear from other people who are commenting on you, or they're saying specific whatever, eventually it will fade. Like eventually the person who called you ugly or big ears or I don't know, whatever, that comment will fade eventually. But like the negative talk that you are talking to yourself, that will change you. Like, that will change yourself, your perception. Like, your brain doesn't know the difference. Like, it will continue to go down that path, um, until you have nothing left that you believe is beautiful. And it, I believe, will completely shrink yourself and your self confidence. I have seen time and time again, and this is where social media is great. A video of like, confidence is the difference, right? You have those people that, like, walk in like this, all, like, shrunken in and, like, oh, unsure and unsure, and then you have them come in again, and they're just, like, glowing, chest wide open, like, ready to take on the world, and I feel like that is that is what I mean when you feel beautiful. It's not external, like, it's just not, and, again, like, I don't wake up every day feeling beautiful, but ultimately, I do know that I am, personally for me. Like, I am my biggest cheerleader, I'm my biggest fan. It took a while to get here, but I do think that it's important in a world where, especially our young girls, are bombarded with this image of what is beautiful. I think that it's so important to keep that negative talk out of the house. Keep that negative talk out of the conversations that you have with young people. Um, if they hear that you're ugly and you don't like a specific part of you, and they are your daughter, they have that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like your crooked smile and your daughter has your crooked smile, they're not going to like their crooked smile. Like, and they get, trust me, they get enough of that outside. They get enough of that on their phones, everything, like, constant, like, just images and constant, like, critiquing of what is and what's not beautiful. But, like, if you aren't modeling that beauty yourself, that confidence yourself, that self-advocacy yourself, you're setting your poor young daughters, nieces, sisters up for the same. Um, and I think it's important for all of us to take a good look in the mirror and find one thing, just one thing that we find beautiful about ourselves and harp on it until you find a second thing that you find beautiful about yourself, because it really comes down to ourselves. The comparison is the thief of joy, and it is also the thief of self-confidence, because it's so easy to fall into that. It like we are living in a world with AI and filters and editing, and like everything is so curated to a specific image. I don't even like I wouldn't even know where to start, to be honest. But I feel like in this overly processed image of like what beauty is, like, let's bring back some like normalcy. Like, let's bring back some purity of just look and celebration. Like, not everybody has to look like this cookie cutter image of whatever. And I'm not saying that that's not beautiful. I see plenty of people who have, whatever, gotten work done, gotten things done, and they look great. They look beautiful. That doesn't mean that you're not just because you haven't. My friends have said something about like their wrinkles or their whatever. Girl, that is a life. That is normal. That is beautiful in its own way. Um, and I had, a man talk we were having this conversation with a man, and he was basically saying like the every time I hear a girl say that they're like ugly or they're not pretty or whatever, he's just like I almost, like, have to take a step back, like, what is it? Like, there is that, like, a self-esteem thing or, like, what? And I was just like, it's after years and years, like, your whole especially as a woman, we hear this all the time. I have heard it my entire life of things that I should change and things that I shouldn't change. And oh, you're too skinny. Oh, you're too fat. Oh, you're this, you're that. You're whatever. Um, and it's so easy to internalize it, especially when you're surrounded by images of people who are not you, and who don't look like you, and who whatever. I feel like there is a little component of, like, you guys gotta give us some grace because we have been through we've been through it and we've fought about it and, like, we fight against it constantly, or at least try to. Um, and yes, it is a self-esteem thing, whatever, mixed in with them, but it's a lot of work. Like, it's hard. It's not an easy task to, like, see an entire room of women that look nothing like you and still feel like you belong in that same category. Um, and I feel like, I've there are things like I've wanted to change my hair. I wanted to change my clothes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like your structural changes to your face, to your body, to your things that like that just maybe will be here today, maybe it's gone tomorrow, and will you still feel like you're beautiful after that? Because if yes, then go for it. Um, but I feel like a lot of the time it's that's not the case. I feel like a lot of the time we change things for peer pressure, we change things because we want to feel some kind of way. Um, you know, this isn't a makeup trend, this isn't whatever. It's changing, and I feel like I don't know. For me personally, I feel like if I were to go and change my face and come back and say, "Now I'm beautiful," I feel like I will always be looking for, like, the next thing that is going to make me beautiful. Like, I don't know that I could stop because I feel like if at that point I didn't feel beautiful and I would continue on to, like, continue to change myself, I just wouldn't even recognize myself. Um, it took a lot of work to get here. I wanna say that it wasn't easy. I mean, I had boyfriends who, like, nitpicked every possible thing about me, and that, it's hard to carry, that is hard to hear, and you have it's work. It's work to try to undo all of the, like, again, like, negative talk from others, but again, eventually, all those comments did go away because I put myself first, and I said, "You know what? I'm gonna find things that I think are beautiful." And I always goes back to those things. Some like I said, I wake up sometimes, I don't feel beautiful, but I can't always go back to those things that I'm just like, "You know what? I am." I am. Like, I wish I don't know. I want my friends to stop calling themselves ugly. It bothers me. And if your friends are calling themselves ugly and you don't stop it, like, stop it. Like, stop them. Don't help them contribute to this cycle of, like, agreeing and just not saying anything because it's not true. It's just not true. Um, and the more that we help ourselves, I feel like the more we will heal this younger generation that is coming in, um, hearing these things and feeling like they have to change themselves. because they don't, because they're gorgeous just the way that they are. So yeah, that is my 2 cents. I hope that this landed somewhere because it was work. It's work, but it starts here. It starts at home. It starts with yourself. It starts with not comparing and, like, sure, use the filter, whatever. But don't let that take away from, like, your own natural beauty, your own beauty, just yourself. Even if you edit, even if you do whatever, like, fine, that's a social media idea, but you personally every day when you wake up, you are still beautiful. Don't forget it. So, I hope that this landed, and I believe me personally to you, not that you need my validation. You are beautiful. You always will be. Mwah. I love you. Catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Bye.